What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Darian. I'm the Bowtie Fragrance Guy. And of course, looking good and smelling great is what this channel is all about. Today I want to go ahead and drop to you guys my top 10 niche fragrances that I'm going to be wearing for the winter season. I released the designer list last week, and quite naturally this week I want to follow up with the niche list. So if you guys want to know what my top 10 niche fragrances this winter will be, let's keep it locked right here. Okay, thank you so much for staying locked in. Let's go ahead and jump right into this list. Guys, I have some fire right here, and you're gonna need some fire to keep you warm outside in the cold of winter. So let's go ahead and knock this list out, why don't we? We're gonna start off with quite a banger from the house of Amouage. And no, I am not referring to Interlude, man. I am talking about Journeyman. Journeyman is a beautiful scent from the house of Amouage. Definitely not a fragrance for everybody, but it is a fragrance for me. Definitely, I love the spiciness that this opens up with, but it has some tobacco in it as well. Kind of some resinous qualities to it. Absolutely gorgeous scent. I love the bottle, and I love what's on the inside of the bottle just as much. This one, again, is one that kind of reserved for special occasions, but it worked for special occasions to me because of the special fragrance. So coming in number 10 from the house of Amouage, this is Journeyman. The next fragrance on the list, actually I think this one made my fall list as well, but I want to be rocking it some more because I'm really enjoying it. From the house of Carner Barcelona, this is El Born. If you guys know anything about me, I love a nice gourmand scent, and this is definitely a gourmand lover's dream. It's so creamy. It's sweet, but it's creamy at the same time, and rich. Very inviting scent. Again, this is one of the ones when I put it on, I can't get away from smelling my hand. I just keep going back to it over and over. That's how I know that it's one that I really love and one that I enjoy. So coming in at number 9 from the house of Carner Barcelona, this is El Born. Coming in at the number 8 spot from the house of Nichane, this is Fan Your Flames. This is a coconut, rum, and kind of tobacco combination right here. Again, gorgeous scent. Oh, man, this thing smells good, and it's really performed extremely well. I can really get away with spraying this thing 2 times 3 at the max, and it lasts all day long. Again, great for the wintertime. Fragrances that have tobacco in it normally work well in the cold weather, and this is no different. So coming in at number 8 spot from the house of Nichane, this is Fan Your Flames. Coming in at the number 7 spot from the house of Bond, number 9, we're talking about New Harlem. New Harlem. Guys, this is a gem. It is discontinued, but if you can somehow get your hands on this one, I would highly recommend it. If you love gourmand scents, you will definitely love this one. It smells like breakfast. It smells like pancakes, coffee, and syrup. It's pancake, coffees, and syrup in a bottle. That's exactly what it smells like. No other way to really describe this one. There are some fresher elements to it, so it doesn't really stay extremely what potentially could be considered by some cloyingly sweet for the duration that you're going to wear this, but it has some other notes to kind of freshen it up. I think lavender is in this as well. But guys, this is just a classic. Again, it's discontinued now, but if you can get your hands on it, I would definitely recommend you doing so. So the number 7 fragrance on my winter list this year is from the house of Bond, number 9. This is New Harlem. The number 6 fragrance this year comes from the house of Xerjoff, and this is Nexus. Nexus, of course, is a great scent as well. This one has honey, cinnamon, and tobacco in it. Just a gorgeous scent. It does smell similar to Pure Havana, but this is a little bit what I would say on the fresher side. It does have a lavender note to me that really differentiates the two. The Pure Havana is a little bit heavier, a little bit spicier, I would say, and this one right here is again a little bit cleaner, a little bit more fresh than the Pure Havana. But it works really well on my skin in the wintertime. I actually wore this yesterday, and I was out shopping and got some compliments on it. So Again, just a very, very beautiful fragrance. Pretty sure you've heard about this one, but it's my number 6 niche fragrance this year. This is Nexus. All right, guys, we're jumping into the top 5. We're gonna start the top 5 off with a fragrance from the house of Maison Francis Kurkdjian, and this is Oud Satin Move. This is a very, very, very sexy fragrance right here, Oud Satin Move. Some people, for some people's tastes, this may be a little bit too sweet. May lean a little bit on that feminine side of things a little bit, but again, it works wonders on my skin. Again, this is another nuclear performing fragrance. During the cold months, of course, you want something that's going to perform well, that's going to be able to stand up to those colder temperatures. This one does it like no other. This is one of those sexy, seductive fragrances that I like to wear when I'm going out. Date night, things of that nature, those cozy, cuddling situations. This is one that you would want to reach for. The number 5 fragrance on my niche list is Oud Satin Move. The number 4 fragrance comes from the house of Parfums de Marly, and this fragrance is Wajan. Guys, this fragrance is yummy, yummy, yummy. Again, I've said it before, it's made a list of mine before, and I described this fragrance as smelling like apple pie. That's what it smells like to me. If you've never smelled this one, if you could think about, or if you've smelled, what's it called? If you smell 1 Million Privé, this reminds me a lot of 1 Million Privé, except this one has a little bit more spices in it, as you probably would expect from a Parfums de Marly fragrance, but again, gorgeous. This is the one that has honey, cinnamon, tontabine. Oh man, this is some good stuff right here. Great for this time of year. The number 4 fragrance on my list, again, from the house of Parfums de Marly, this is Wajan. All right, guys, these top 3 fragrances are really some bangers here. The number 3 fragrance comes from the house of Roja Dove, and this is classic Creation E, or Enigma. Opens up kind of fresh, has this Coca-Cola vibe that everybody talks about. Guys, this fragrance can give a class on what a fragrance should be as it relates to how a fragrance should develop. You get all kind of facets in here, pretty much everything in here, and it has a host of notes. You get to really experience that as it takes you on this olfactory journey. Just a beautiful fragrance, guys. It's not as versatile as my top 2 for the winter time. That's why it comes in number 3, but a classic and a great fragrance none the least. Number 3 niche fragrance this year from the house of Roja Dove. This is Creation E, or Enigma. The number 2 fragrance this year comes from the house of By Kilian, and this is Single Malt. Honestly, with Kilian fragrances, there were a good 3 or 4 other fragrances that could have made this list, but I didn't want the list to be full of just By Kilian fragrances. So Black Phantom usually is a fragrance that makes my winter list, and I am going to be wearing Black Phantom because that's my favorite. But this one deserves some recognition from me this year, and I'm definitely going to be getting some wears out of Single Malt. Man, this stuff is good. That's all I can say about it. If you never put your nose on this one, I would definitely highly recommend you putting your nose on Single Malt by Kilian. Again, another great fragrance from the house that's going to cut through those cold temperatures. It's kind of boozy, has a little bit of spiciness to it, but guys, just again, a great fragrance to wear this time of year. I love gourmands. It has a gourmand touch to it as well. Just a beautiful fragrance, guys. That's why I make the list at number 2 from the house of By Kilian. This is Single Malt. And the number 1 fragrance on my list this year on the niche side comes from the house of Creed, and that fragrance is Creed's Spice and Wood. One word that I would use to describe this fragrance is stunning. And that's what you get in this bottle. It is a very, very mature fragrance, but it's fresh at the same time. This is for the gentleman in you. It's not extremely heavy like some of the other fragrances on this list, but where I live, we don't get a whole lot of extremely cold temperatures. So this is one that I'm going to be able to wear and get a lot of wears out of it based on the temperature. But it is exactly what the name indicates. It's a fragrance that's very spicy and woody. And I'm sorry that that's not very, very creative when describing this fragrance, but it really, the name fits it so well. There's a little bit of iris in here. It gives it a slight powdery vibe when it dries down. But again, it's really about the spices in here and the woods. Just a absolute beautiful fragrance from the House of Creed. And that's why I made my list this year at number 1. This is Creed's Spice and Woods. Okay guys, that's my time. Thank you so much for taking a moment to watch my top 10 niche fragrances that I'm going to be wearing this upcoming winter. I thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video because of course you could have been anywhere else in the world, but you're right here with me and I sincerely appreciate that. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share my videos out to other people that you think could find this information to be useful or entertaining, whatever the case may be. And don't forget to do that because I am the Bowtie Fragrance Guy. I love to look good and I love to smell amazing. So until next time guys, keep looking good and keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.